Hello and welcome to another Demon 212 We Review. Today I'm going to be taking a look at Boom Blox Bash Party, which if you've never played it before, well, it's basically a puzzler. So at the start, basically you choose your profile, then from there you choose whether you want one player, versus or co-op. I will show them off, but basically they're the same as before, like the one player, only with more than one person. On the solo, there's all sorts of different modes now. There's all sorts of different parks, gameplay modes, things like that. So basically the different parks and all are just like different areas. So like, well, for example, the background's different and all that. This one, pretty much everything's happy green grass and stuff like that. And then you've got a pirate one, which is obviously all pirate and nautical themed and stuff, and space one and a robot one. So there's some cool themes there. It's pretty much got all the old games from the last one, and then a load of new ones as well. The new ones pretty much are the same as the old ones, but with a slightly different take. However, this one's pretty much completely different. This one's slingshot, and obviously in case you haven't worked it out, you have to grab onto the block, pull back, and then basically fire it off into a direction. There's all sorts of different takes on the ones where you throw the balls. Now there's, for example, ones where you can throw the green blocks, if you remember those from the last game. If you're new to this completely, the green blocks, when they touch each other, they explode. So now you get to throw a green ball at the green block so that they explode. You've then got this type, which is completely new to the series overall, called the virus blocks. And basically you get a virus ball and virus blocks. You throw it at the virus blocks, and whenever virus blocks touch each other, wooden blocks and that turn into that, and it basically causes the whole structure and everything to collapse. The gameplay is pretty much the same as always, though. You've got to do these things in as many, in as few goes as possible. So, for example, sometimes you actually get a limit of how many balls you're actually allowed to throw, or how many times you're allowed to grab onto things. Other times you get like infinite, but you don't get good medals unless you do it with certain ratings, like certain throws and that. There's then ones where you can just go absolutely mental, and the only thing that matters is how many points you get. So those ones are pretty cool, because it means if you make a mistake, or if the controls screw you over or anything, and it basically throws really soft like that when you are actually going for a power one, then it doesn't matter at all, because you've got more than enough balls to go around. Anyway, this is the space theme, because I did say I'd show off some of these things, and the space theme basically allows you to experiment with gravity and that, because as you can see inside that box, it's pretty much 0G, and everything just floats around, and things like that are really cool. There's also, on the space things, pretty much where you get the guns and that, and pretty much where you can now get the super bombs as well, which they're really good. One of the new modes as well is brought in because of the space theme. You've got basically visitors, which the whole point is that UFOs are coming in to steal the blocks, and you've got to zap the blocks before the UFOs come in, or throw bombs at the blocks before they come in and that, and you've got to also make sure that you push the right button as well. The laser control is pretty much like it did last time. The whole point is you have to use the pointer and push a button to shoot. However, controls of the game overall, I personally don't think are all that good. They were pretty poor in the last game, and it's the type of thing that it really needed an update for the second game, and they haven't really done the update at all. If anything, they're now worse than before, because some of the old modes play worse than before, and the new modes are also pretty poor with controls and that, and it's just the type of thing that it can really ruin the gameplay. If you're a casual person after a casual gaming experience with people just to have a laugh with, then it's the type of thing that it's not going to matter. If you're after this game for the hardcore experience, beating all the levels with all the golds and all that, it's the type of thing where the controls will screw you over time and time again, and if you're an angry person, you may end up just jamming a screwdriver through a control pad, or just throwing it out the window, stuff like that. So that's pretty much why I'm saying this, to warn you. If you are that type of person, you're really going to want to avoid this game. But anyway, controls aside, let's get back to the good points of this game and some of the new stuff. There's now interactive pieces like this robot that fires rockets. So you hit him when he's pointing in a certain direction, he'll fire rockets and he can help you out. On the pirate theme, there's a octopus that basically gets in the way, it grabs all the blocks with its tentacles. You can basically destroy the tentacles on certain modes, and the whole point is it's literally just there to get in your way. Continuing with what's new, you've got the co-op mode. Co-op mode is quite simply, you both have to do, be within the boundaries and that, so you've both got a certain amount of throws that combine together, you're allowed to do on that, so you've got to really work together, and basically you can't just go all out and then expect to get a goal type thing. both of you can also move the camera, which is the type of thing that it can really annoy the other person if you accidentally slip. For example, I'm just going to try and throw here, and as you can see, my brother's moving the camera, so it's the type of thing that it could completely change where you're aiming. Also, you might have noticed that on this mode here, I've got bombs. My brother, who so aptly chose the panda avatar, seeing as he is panda, has bowling balls instead. So it's the type of thing that you have to work together with that as well, because different objects do different things, and you've got to, like, you can't just constantly throw all the bombs and expect to get the same results. Whereas the bowling ball, obviously heavier, so it's able to just powerhouse through a load of the blocks and just push them away, so you have to work together that way as well. You can also control cannons, which is pretty cool, because you basically have to push on them with the A button, then keep held, and then point them up and aim them and stuff. And there's some things that can get in the way. So that's another one of the new items that I quite like. As well as basically doing all these levels and that for medals, you also get money, and you can get money in the versus mode as well, and like the co-op and that. I don't know why you get it in the versus mode, but you do, and basically the money is the type of thing that you save up, and it means you can buy new levels and that. The levels can pretty much be unlocked just by getting certain medals, but that is there to make the game more casual, because it's the type of thing that if you get stuck on a level that you just absolutely hate, then you've got the option of bypassing it and buying the next level. So I quite like that feature, because it's the type of thing that it's not just there for casuals, I think it's there for hardcores, because sometimes you can get completely stuck on a level and absolutely hate the sight of it and never want to go back to it for a long time. So instead you're able to buy the next level and go through them then, and then just work your way back to that level. Versus mode, as I was saying, basically the whole point is you'll play similar games, and well, it's whoever gets the most points. So this one here is basically like Jenga, but it's also like Twister, so you've got to do the colour that it lands on, unless it lands on in all colours, and then you can just pull out whatever the hell you want to, and you get points for doing it. But there's also minus points up there, so it's the type of thing that, to be fair, I'll take one for the team, I'll try and knock that off, and then I'll lose points as well as gaining points for all the things that are knocked off, and I also lose points for any that are knocked off that weren't the colour I was supposed to do. There's basically multiple rounds to the versus mode, and it's a case of if you won the last round, the chances are you're going to not start the next round. It overall depends on your overall score, to be fair, because it's the type of thing that even though if you won that round, if you're still so far behind in the ultimate overall score, then I'm pretty sure you get the first go again, because that's the thing that I don't understand about it. It goes in rounds, but it doesn't matter who wins most of the rounds, it matters who gets the overall highest score. So you can be really sucky for 2 rounds, then get one massively lucky throw or pull or whatever the mode it is that you're on, and then overall win the match. And I don't like that on things. That's the type of thing that just irritates the hell out of me on certain games, that it is pretty much down to luck sometimes. And if the over 400 levels and numerous multiplayer modes isn't enough for you, there's also a level creator. Now, I'm useless at it, but you can take them online and download other people's levels. So I'm going to show you one that someone else has done. This is basically where you go to download them. You hit the like button, it connects you. You can view newest, highest rated, most popular, or any random 12. So I'll just do that. And this is pretty much the longest it takes, connecting to the actual internet and that. Because after that, you can just click any one of them and it'll load in seconds. I can't believe how amazing the loading times are for this. But this here has all been created by someone. You get the same level creator that EA themselves used to make the game. So you've literally got no excuses other than like time on your hands really as to whether or not you can make a good level. But pretty much all I've got left to say is graphically it's blocky and cutesy, same as the music. And gameplay wise, if you get past the controls, then it's a brilliant game, well worth the money for how much you're getting. So there we go then, that's been the review. I hope you've enjoyed it, or at least found it helpful. You might have noticed I didn't score the game. Well, that's because it's a matter of personal opinion, and yours may very well differ from my own. I'm just here to show you a bit about the game. If you like it or not, well, that's up to you. If you don't like it, or you do like it, feel free to comment. Also, if I haven't answered any of your questions that you may have had, I might have forgot something, or it might just be something obscure. Again, feel free to comment, ask, always willing to help out. Otherwise, if you don't like commenting on YouTube, head over to www.vc-forums.com, where you can chat with me and a bunch of other lads who love the VC, the WiiWare, and hell, even a lot of other systems. We cater to pretty much everything. You can just go there, have a chat about a game, ask about some games, etc. So until next time, this has been Demon212, signing off.